Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine. Sonny Hirsch, who produces the show with me, we're real big on community policing. And in the 24th District, which is basically the north tip of Edgewater, Rogers Park and West Rogers Park, is one of the few places we still have monthly meetings, for the various police beats. So we urge you to go to caps24.org to check the schedules, which hopefully by the time you see this on YouTube, Sonny will have updated. Because we just have finished up with the schedules. Anyway, one of our most frequent guests, because she's knowledgeable and informative, and one of the very few people who's really with a legitimate community-wide organization, because we don't have that many in West Rogers Park. I wish we did, but we don't. Is the executive director of the Westridge Chamber of Commerce, Amie Zander. Amie, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Avi. Thanks for having me.
First of all, thank you very much. And, it's been a few months. We were on the political road. We had judges this time, so I didn't have to have my ears cleaned as thoroughly as usual. But what's going on in the neighborhood?
Well, you were just talking about community policing, and we also have been big on community policing.
Yeah.
On Devon Avenue, we've been having some issues, so our new commander has been fabulous, and the chamber has been leading some community meetings monthly with our business owners to kind of tell them how to keep safe and deal with some of the little issues that have been happening in the community, gang-related mainly, but just basic safety issues for businesses. So that's kind of been our big initiative since the beginning of the year. End of last year, I guess.
Yeah, I'm really big on Commander James Roussel, who actually, for those people, first of all, he's got a great strategic mind. He was a lieutenant colonel who did like 3 or 4 tours of service in Fallujah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he's got a remarkable background. And before he came here, he was the head of the mobile strike force. So he was always like, he had to, whatever you call, to do the tactical figuring out for how to attack individual areas as they came up that were major problems. So he's really gone in full blast. And and by the way, he uses Frank's at Frank's Wildwood Barbershop, where Marty is.
Nice.
Marty's in the same barbershop. And Wildwood, I thought, was some kind of weird name, but it's actually the name of the neighborhood out there.
Yeah.
So it's right across from the Costco.
Yeah.
So anyway, small world. I know you've had meetings, and I've seen the emails and stuff. So the merchants are getting educated. They're understanding what to do better, or
they're understanding what to do a little bit better. They're being more proactive. In the past, our merchants didn't call the police. They'd see a problem, they would be afraid or lock their doors and hide in the back. Just not be proactive and say, "Look, get out of here. I don't want your kind of business here. Move on." So the commander's been really great about explaining that in a good way. We have such a diverse street on Devon Avenue, and the business owners all speak different languages. They have different customs. So it's been really a great way for everyone to understand what the city of Chicago wants and expects and what they can offer to help when there is a situation. And unfortunately, there have been some situations. So it's just been so proactive, and things are looking great.
No, that sounds really good. Now, you're also the head of the SSA, which is the Special Service Administration that cleans up Devon?
Yes, we're the service provider, the chamber is. We have a group of commissioners that make decisions about what services we provide, how the finances work. Right now we're doing sidewalk cleaning 6 days a week. Devon is dirty. We're working on it. Again, that's an education thing, I think, because we clean every day. We clean 6 days, every day but Tuesday, when most of the businesses are closed. And we're making progress. It looks 100% better than it did, say, a year ago, but there's still a lot of room to grow. So it's going well, but we can always use the community's help to pitch in and clean up a little bit.
Well, I did a small part to help out because, as you might remember last time, an unnamed state senator actually started tossing papers in the street, so I stapled mine this time.
Thank you for the staples. Staples help. Newspapers are an issue. That is one of our problems we have is newspaper litter.
You know what? That's one of the reasons I really did it, because you know what? I felt so bad for those guys having to chase down the papers. I figured if somebody wants to throw a fit this time, at least they only have to chase one thing and not a dozen or so different pages.
Yeah, newspapers are an issue, and you know what? Since we have such a diverse community, we have probably 30 different newspapers, and that is one of those things that we have to pick up a lot of.
That's an understatement, and it's amazing how many people pick them up, because one of the things about when I do deliver Jewish Chicago, and by the way, thanks so much for the really great response this year, and not just from reading it and picking it up, but from the advertising and all the rest of it. I get to see where all the different papers when I go to the different places and what goes where and all the rest of it. And you can actually tell an awful lot about a store by what free papers are sitting there.
Yeah, it's amazing just to see what kind of people come into each business, and you wouldn't expect sometimes the type of papers that are there in that particular business. So it's really a true testament to how cool our neighborhood is.
No, it really is. And are there still walking tours and things? And
There are. The Chamber puts on probably about 20 walking tours a year. Groups can call us if they're interested in coming in for a tour. We have school groups, we have Girl Scouts and Brownie troops that come through, adult groups. The City of Chicago also does their own special tours. We work with a cultural center on tours. So there's lots of different ways to come and see Devon Avenue if you haven't seen it before or just want to learn a little bit more in depth about what's happening.
you know, it's funny because the other day I hadn't been out, so after delivering all the papers, which is a bigger job than people think, I really was exhausted, and I took my first walk in a while over to my favorite fruit store on Devon, and I was really kind of tired out because I had banged up my leg during the deliveries. And I just sat on the bench for a while, and I started watching the different people. I've never really done that, you know, and it was like, it took me the longest time to see a white person. And it wasn't like I was seeing like all Indian, all Pakistani, all this. It was like, it was really the United Nations, you know, coming across.
That's amazing.
And yeah, it was really cool. And, you know, like everybody was nice, everybody was friendly, everybody was smiley, and well, most people were smiley. It was a nice day.
Yeah, but it's a nice day. Devon Avenue is a great place to be.
No, so no, it's really nice, and it's a very different world, and it's, you know, there's so many different things there worth exploring. It's like, you know, I wouldn't say it's quite as interesting as when we spent the day in the deep tunnel 300 feet underground, but, you know, you go to Devon Avenue, you come into a different world, and I just think it's a really cool place, and there's a lot of good things happening there.
There is. I mean, things are definitely happening. We've got some new businesses coming in. We've got improvements happening to the street. There's a streetscape that's going to be starting soon. So there's just lots of good stuff happening, and it's good, you know, not just for Devon, but it's good for the whole community. It's going to help, you know, everyone here.
No, that sounds good. And people want to go to now. People, if they want to visit, you're not in the same office you were a year ago, or approximately.
We've been in this office over a year now. 2540 Devon. We're above Rasham's.
Yeah. So I know your number is 773-743-6022.
Yep.
But people should make appointments now and just not walk in because it's not the same sort of situation as it was.
No, it's not. We're in a second floor apartment, so it's not. I lock the door, unfortunately, because we do still have some. I'm alone. I'll be honest with you.
And you're a lady. You're alone. Yeah, you're entitled.
Yes, so I lock my door. So I do require appointments. I don't just let people walk into the office anymore. It's just for my own safety as well as theirs. So I just ask if you call or send me an email, and I'll make an appointment with you to come and see me.
It's a good idea. So 312-743-6022. Give the website, please.
It's westridgechamber.org.
westridgechamber.org. Thank you so much. Thanks to Sonny Hirsch, my entire technical crew. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you'll tune in again next week. Check us out on the web, ntnm.org. We're on YouTube, too. Thanks, Amie. All the best.
Thanks, Avi.
Bye-bye, everybody.